All right, Charity.
Hello.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday. I am honored to have Chef Charity Morgan joining us live from Nashville, Tennessee. Charity, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Guys, I asked Charity to come on and join us because after following her on Instagram, seeing all these amazing recipes that she was posting and food that looked just so delicious, and not to mention plant-based, I wanted to find out more about this plant-based lifestyle. So Charity, thank you. Please, you're going to enlighten us. I myself decided to go plant-based at the top of the year because I wanted to see some changes in my body. I work out religiously, and we know that working out and eating is 80% diet.
Yes.
But I just knew that my body was changing and I'm beginning to experience things that I'd never experienced before, and I needed to make a difference. And so seeing you, I reached out, and you've enlightened me, and I want to, share the good news. So tell us,
Absolutely.
where are you from? How you got started in this plant-based life?
The journey. Okay, so I'm originally born in Sacramento, California, and then later migrated to Los Angeles as a teenager. And that's where I embarked on this huge culinary aspect of this is what I want to do. Um, Lived there pretty much the bulk of my adulthood, and then met my husband. A really good friend of mine hooked me up and was like trying to play Cupid, and it actually worked because I didn't think it would work. I was so opposed to this whole friends hooking up friends kind of thing. I was like, no, I'm good. But it ended up working. We've been married for now 5 years, and I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice. From LA. Well, Nashville has come up. I spent a good amount of time there. My husband played for the Titans there. So it's a lot different from what it used to be. Nashville, the city, is amazing. And, from Le Cordon Bleu, which is where you did your culinary training,
Yes.
here you are in Nashville. You have a husband, your entire family now is eating plant-based.
Yes.
So what does plant-based mean?
Plant-based means you're just removing all of the animal byproducts from your diet. You're taking out the dairy, you're taking out the meat, and you're taking out just anything processed. And that's why I'm a huge component on educating people what's the difference between vegan and being plant-based. It's a very thin line between the two, but I'm going to give you one example, and it's going to be like, aha. So vegans are more, and there's different layers of vegan, let me clarify that. But veganism was something that was started as an ethical purpose of save the animals. Plant-based is more so about eating in a way that you're constantly healing your body and you're just putting good nutrients in. I mean, I'm trying to make this simplified. I know that people can make it a lot deeper, but I like to talk to people as if you've never heard of this before.
So, in a lot of our audience, and I'm gonna myself, so I am one of those ladies that I eat pork, love burgers, macaroni and cheese, and greens. Grew up eating that, and so decided that I just wanted to make a change. My body was really making me make the change. Otherwise, I would have to have surgeries, and I have fibroids, guys. So I don't know how many of you guys have experienced that,
Yeah.
but wanted to make a change for myself. And I've spoken with people that have had cancers and all kinds of things.
Right.
And so I'm learning. And for those of you guys that are watching, you may not know the difference. Okay, there's vegetarians out there, then there's vegans, and now there's plant-based. So if you're vegetarian, all you're doing is cutting out meat.
Yes, you're still eating cheese. You're still gonna go and eat ice cream, and you're still, for the most part, you still have dairy in your system, and that's a thin line to skate on because dairy. If you're gonna cut out one thing, and I after research, understanding what's the most important, cut out dairy first. Dairy
Well, a lot of people's bodies are making them cut out dairy. All those lactose
Yeah.
people out there, you don't want to be in a room with somebody who's eating dairy and they shouldn't have.
I seen the best post and it said, "Hello, wake up. You're not lactose. You're just not supposed to eat this." It's not we just want to make a name for everything. You're taking, the lactation of a cow and you're putting it in a human being and you're like, why isn't my body digesting this? Because it's not supposed to.
Got it.
Sometimes our body kind of tells us what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat, but we're not tuned in enough to say, that made me sick, or this is making me sleepy. Food is actually used as fuel, and most people aren't eating properly. They're just eating to eat.
So guys, if you just tuned in and you're joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday, right now, I want you to tag somebody who may be having some issues, digestive issues, that might be ready to make a change in their diet, want to see some changes in their energy. And Chef Charity is going to get into things that are happening with our bodies once you decide to eliminate the processed food and the things that are no longer good.
Right.
So vegetarian, just opting out of meat. Then you have vegan, which is opting out of meat and dairy.
Yes.
Then you have the next level is gluten as well.
Yes, that's a whole nother layer. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's plant-based that's focusing on the whole foods of things. So that's why it's called plant-based whole foods, because you're using the food within its whole form, and it's better to use it actually sprouted, like they'll sprout their rice, and all that means for a simple form is taking your rice and soaking it overnight before you cook it, and that allows that let me not get too technical and lose you guys. It just allows your body to be able to digest it easier. And then you have vegans who they just eat anything that's just not from an animal. And this is an example I wanted to give you. Oreos are considered vegan.
Really?
Yes.
Guys, don't get too happy. I almost wanted to clap, but I don't know.
Oreos are considered vegan. There are things on the market that are accidentally vegan, and it's not because they're thinking about you. It's just they're just using chemicals to flavor it. I picked up a bag of bacon chips, and they were vegan.
So like pork bacon chips. Okay, so this is confusing. But we want to know, right? Because we want to be better. And we, it's a time where you have the choice. There's so much out here that once you're educated and you know better, you can do better. And so, we want to offer the information for you guys. You've tagged your friends. You're joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday. I have Chef Charity Morgan joining us, whose husband, linebacker for the Titans. You've introduced this plant-based lifestyle to him. How did that happen?
It actually was the other way around. Derrick, every off season, he's like, he has something he's going to work on to make his body or mentally something that's going to make him better as an athlete. And, going into last season, he was going into year 8, and he was like, I'm going to hire a nutritionist. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And the nutritionist said, the first thing she said is, cut out meat. And he was like, okay, I'm game for that. She said, you're going to sleep better. It's going to lower inflammation in your body. You're going to recover better. And she went down this list of things that he will experience by eating plant-based and just cutting out meat and dairy. And those are, if you know Derrick, those are all just key words for him. So he took those bullet points of what she said and said, I'm going to try it. And another thing is you're going to sleep better. And he's a very huge component of sleep. So he started doing it, and he was a pure vegan for a month before I came on. And he would ask me, hey, can you make me this? And when you make the kids this, make me this, but don't put this in it. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to make you vegan meals. And it got to a point where it was making my work so much harder for me, because I was making 3 different meals, one for Derrick, one for the kids, and for myself. And because I didn't want what the kids were eating, I didn't want what Derrick was eating. And I came and to this point where I was like, why am I doing this? I should be following what he's doing. If it's going to make him better, it should make me better. So I jumped on board. I actually got on the phone with the nutritionist and was like, okay, what can I do? And she helped me out and she said, look, this is what you will experience. And at the time, I was struggling with digestive issues. And she said, well, this is going to fix that. So I just went full steam ahead. I said, okay, I'm going to have to teach myself everything. I looked up a course called plant-based nutrition from Cornell. I took that course and I just started educating myself on what am I going to feed my family. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward to, it maybe took 3 months for me to fully convert my entire family. Because first it was Derrick, then it was me and Derrick. And then I slowly started transitioning my kids because I didn't want to screw them up. You know, the last thing you want to do is not give your kids enough calories and nutrients. So I wanted to make sure it was good for them as well.
So when I think about the kids and your kids, you have a 6-year-old and your youngest is how old?
2.
So guys, lots of moms that are tuning in, we, you know, sometimes a lot of our kids, when you talk about nutrition, exists on chicken tenders and French fries.
Yeah.
Or, you know, some sort of a lot of burgers or hot dogs or whatever it is that's quick that you can get them to eat because you know that that's what they like. And
yes.
They'll be full. But yes. It's not necessarily about nutritional value because a lot of kids are not regularly eating salads or vegetables. So how do you get, you know, for those moms that are having a hard time getting their kids to eat vegetables, how did you do that?
For me, it started from day one. From the second the doctor was like, you're pregnant, it started day one with what I was eating. Did I steer our course? I'm not a militant person to say you only can eat this way. Even being plant-based, give yourself balance, give yourself wiggle room. But I started implementing lots of fruits and vegetables and kale and spinach in their baby food. So when I was making their baby food, I would, even if it was a mango, apple baby food, I would puree some kale in there too, or puree some spinach in that. And what you're doing as a mother is you're training your child's palate. And you got to look at it for you as an adult. Once you eat plant-based and you get on a nice routine of just eating pure plant-based, your body's going to crave it. You're not going to say, oh, I want a juicy fat burger. You're going to say, oh my God, I'm craving some sauteed kale. Like the things I crave is so crazy. It's not the things that I used to crave years ago.
So guys, if you are watching and you're like, kale over a juicy burger, it's possible.
It is.
You just change your mindset and, you know, decide that, you know, I want to make a change. I'm going to try it, give it a try and change your palate. So, and I can say just from, you know, being someone that works out, once you eliminate certain foods, you don't crave it. But because we constantly give our body whatever that thing is, whether it's chocolate or sugar, because sugar is highly addicting, you know, the more you eat it or ingest it, you're going to want it. But once you eliminate it, you're like, oh, I can't stand it.
Yeah. Like the smell of meat right now does something to me. I literally like gag. I'm like, Derrick, that is burning flesh. And he's like, you're so dramatic. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't like that smell anymore.
And you know, it's funny you say that because you're not the only person that I've heard say that. Guys, I know it sounds strange, especially when you're thinking, okay, tonight we're going to have chicken and we're going to have this. And you know what? It's baby steps.
It is.
You know, so for you, Derrick introduced you to this via his nutritionist.
Yeah.
You came on board and decided, okay, I want to make a difference for my family. I know for me, I have a Southern man who double starches. You're going to have rice and potatoes and, you know, there may be vegetables or not. Every meal he wants meat. Some of you guys may be able to relate. How do you change over someone or introduce a lifestyle to someone that is strictly meat and potatoes or steak and lobster?
Yeah. It's for the men, it was kind of easy because their first meal, what I would do is I'll say, no, don't worry about it. The first meal's on me. And I'll send them these fat, double, juicy burgers by Beyond Meat. And if you've never tried a Beyond Meat burger, go do yourself a favor. Go. You can get them at Kroger. You can get them at Whole Foods. You can almost get them anywhere. Go. They're going to cook and look and taste just like beef. Like, it's insane. But that company is doing some phenomenal things for people that it's hard for them to transition. So I send them that burger, and I make an In-N-Out sauce with it. I put on a very delicious cheese, and I got a trick to getting vegan cheese to melt. Just put a lid on it, and then turn the fire off, but put the lid on it so the extra heat is gonna melt that cheese. And I send that burger, and they come to Derrick every time. It's like they're asking him, "Are you sure this isn't meat I'm eating? This is crazy." It blows your mind on this product. Mm-hmm. So then once they eat that one burger and they realize it's not what you think it is, they're open to whatever else you can bring them. If you can make a plant-based burger taste like a burger, girl, you can bring me anything else. I think other than a steak, you're going to be open to what else this lady has to bring to you to eat.
So guys, I was following Chef Charity Morgan on Instagram. Some of the things that all of them, but certain things, and it's, it's personal, but whatever suits you for your palate, I was following, and I'm like, oh my God, this stuff looks so good. How can it possibly be vegan? But to your point, once you really get to trying things, you can almost make anything.
Yeah.
And it will taste amazing, and you don't even realize, because at the end of the day, after you eat this meal, you're full. But the difference is the way that you feel being full.
Yeah.
So can you speak to that for those people that are contemplating, well, am I going to choose salad over this hearty, whatever meat you think you're going to eat? Speak to the way you feel after you've eaten.
You're going to be full. I mean, one of the things that was my number one complaint, and the only complaint I received when cooking for these athletes was, you're giving me too much food. Believe it or not, you're like, what? And you would think the bigger guys, like the 300-pound D tackles like Jarrell Casey, they're going to eat more. No, it was the opposite. So it's funny that you're going to have Wesley on, because ask him that question. They're like, stop giving me so much food. Now Wesley, he can put down some food. He probably eats the most out of everyone, and he's the smallest guy out of all these big guys. But my concept of being plant-based is not go out and do a whole new change of your recipes and eat differently. Most of my recipes that you're seeing on my Instagram page are recipes I had to create, and I did create within the last 12 years when I was in culinary school. A lot of those are culinary school recipes that I converted to plant-based. So like you saying, your guy is, he's a Southern guy. My dad is Creole. He's from Louisiana. So think about how they eat. So I had to take literally like jambalaya and all these meals and convert them into plant-based recipes. What you have to do is it's a paradigm shift of the mind. It's not rocket science. You don't have to do anything different, but change your perception of food. Mm-hmm. Make the same exact thing. I could teach you how to make a macaroni and cheese that no one in the room is going to know it's vegan. Make your mashed potatoes. When you're making those, steep your almond milk, put a little bit of nutritional yeast in there. And I use this product. It's a coconut oil butter flavor. Tastes like butter. Put a little bit of that in it. No one in the room is going to know that that's vegan mashed potatoes. It's
so
just
for those people that are like, well, wait, this is just, it's just all seems so fake. Well, we talked about processed food being fake. And, it tastes like, but it's not really. But at the end of the day, you don't really know what it is that you're buying. If it's canned or frozen, it's preservatives in it. There's all sorts of chemicals that you're putting into your body, which is why there's so many diseases and issues that are chronic that we're going through, because we're feeding our body junk.
Yeah.
But now you have the opportunity with the oats and the grains and the things that are healthier and natural to substitute. And the same love that you would give to whatever you're marinating and seasoning up with whatever complete seasoning or sazon or whatever it is you're using, you would use in this way as well.
Yeah, I do. I use, and you gotta just understand there's not a lot of things. A lot of people are eating vegan things accidentally, and they're not like, they don't even realize it. Like when you're eating a hummus, that's vegan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that people get scared when they hear that word and they just kind of freeze and they go, what does that mean? But there's a lot of times people are eating vegan all the time, but they just don't know it.
So, for example, you may have a pad thai.
Yeah.
You know, and that can be vegan. Or, you know, you're having some brown rice and
or miso soup.
Miso soup. So these are things that you guys, you know, you don't even realize that you might eat. And then I know I was eating, going to the restaurant, I'm like, oh, this isn't really out of the norm for what my kids and I would eat anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you just eat more of it and you feel better when you do.
Absolutely.
So once you started cooking, I mean, I know the Titans had an amazing season, actually made it to the playoffs this year after years of not.
Since 2003.
I mean, oh my goodness. And the defensive line, what, eating vegan? I mean, are you patting yourself on the back? Are you taking any credit? I mean, how do you feel?
No, I can't. Because what these guys do when they get on the field is just like they go to work. They go to work just to watch or practice, let alone do it every day of their life. It's like, wow, I could never do what you do. So thank you that you're doing it. Mm-hmm. They're just. I would hate to say that, oh, that's because of me. No, I just think that it's our time, and we had guys that really took the initiative to do better for their bodies and to look for outside sources. A lot of your rookies coming into the league, they're going to do everything and anything that the team and anyone, their agent, tells them to do. Mm-hmm. But then once you become a vet, like a lot of these guys, most of my guys that I was cooking for are vets. Most of them are. You're going to start trying to pave your own path and find your own way and look for outside resources, whether it's alternative medicine and whether it's eating plant-based. And a lot of these guys are just at the point of their career where they're getting better because they're doing different things outside of the norm to make themselves better.
And, you know, we look at guys like Kyrie Irving, who's now coming out that he's a plant-based diet. He's looking better than ever, has more energy. And so when you talk about more energy and, you know, you're fueling your body. So at the end of the day, realistically, we're supposed to be eating to live.
Yeah.
And using food as fuel.
Yes.
So when we say food as fuel, for those of us that eat for taste, it has negative consequences because when we finish eating, we have what we call the itis.
Yes.
And you feel exhausted and tired and drained and just like, ugh.
Which is not normal. When you feel tired or you're feeling sick because you ate some ice cream and you're quote unquote lactose intolerant, those are all what I call check engine lights. Mm-hmm. Though that's a way of your body saying, I can't digest and I can't process what you just put into me. But it's been a joke in our community, and it's been something that we have said, oh, that's just normal. It's not normal. Once you eat a plant-based diet, because I thought that was normal, and that's why I never speak down to people or feel like, oh, because I went through this path, I know something more than you. I've come from that path, and that's another reason why my food doesn't look like it's vegan, because I once was you. And that's why I could speak from my experience. I used to love to eat and get full and go, I got the itis, and go take a nap and think that that's normal. But once you're fueling your body with the things that it needs, you're gonna be so energized. You're gonna be like, a nap? I can't take a nap. I have all this stuff that I need to do. Mm-hmm. So it's once you feel that, and when people ask me, why are you vegan and how did you become vegan and what have you done to stay vegan? The number one thing that I tell them is, once you've done it and you understand and accept how you feel, there's no way you can go back. Like all the energy, like my coffee, like my little nice vegan, this is a vegan coffee right here, vegan latte. I drink this solely for taste. I don't drink it because I need it. I wake up with energy, opposed to rolling out of the bed, walking to my coffee machine and making espresso. That's how I used to live. And a lot of Americans live their life like that they're dependent on stimulants just to get them through the day. But that's not normal.
Got it. So with a decrease of inflammation, more energy,
yes,
mental clarity,
better sleep,
and a lot of people aren't as dependent on medications as they were.
Yes.
Because they're fueling their bodies differently. So if this sounds like anything that you're craving at this point in your life, this may be a lifestyle for you.
Yeah.
It is truly a lifestyle change.
It should be a lifestyle change. It shouldn't be a diet. You shouldn't do it to lose weight. I started it because I wanted to feel good. I'm in my mid-30s. I want to feel good. I don't want to wake up feeling like a 70-year-old woman. So when I did it for health reasons. Mm-hmm. But it should be a lifestyle change, not a diet change. Because as we know, diets can last a week. People fail diets every single day. So if you're looking at it as if it's a mental change and a lifestyle change, then you can become a lot more successful than looking at it as it's a temporary fix.
And now there are communities all across social media that will enable you to have support. So for those of you that may not have a friend that wants to partake in this lifestyle change with you, there are communities that can, help you. If you hashtag vegan or hashtag plant-based, you'll be able to see that. But you mentioned greenchef.com.
Greenchef.com is awesome. Derrick and I did this. We're going to go vegan, at the beginning of the year before we were vegan. So we were eating vegan a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We were doing this often. And I used Green Chef as just a way to help me get involved. Their stuff is organic. They're using non-GMO products. And it's dropped off at your doorstep. It comes with directions on how to make it. You don't have to weigh and measure anything. It's just all there for you, and all you do is you cook it.
So that is an option for those of you guys that are contemplating, how would I do this? You have greenchef.com. You can go to the grocery store. Now we're seeing that more grocery stores have extended their organic sections. So they have included vegan products, but also Aldi now has, plant-based. So if that's in your area, you can head over there and grab you some items that will help to facilitate this lifestyle, to make it more, easier for you, not only to transition, but to sustain. Bless you. But one thing that you said when we were talking is get out of your own way.
Yeah. That is so huge. Like, we use these, we use all these excuses. And if you're going to start anything, whether it's, I'm going to run every morning, if you find excuses, you're going to find a way out. And if you walk into this, like, I'm going to just be very optimistic. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to embrace any and all information. And that's the biggest thing for me, because I can find everything wrong with what's being vegan. I can find so many things wrong, but what about focusing on the things that's right for your body? Like, I'm not asking people, hey, do it to save the animals, because that's what veganism is all about. But save yourself first, okay? Save yourself. Start thinking about your body. Most people don't understand that anywhere from cancers to any diabetes and any kind of disease can be reversed solely off of a diet. Just to think about that. Like, you mean I don't have to go spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on chemo? I can't make this up. Watch The Truth About Cancer. Watch Forks Over Knives. Watch What the Health. Watch all these documentaries that are following sick people and reversing their diets, and at the same time reversing their diseases. So get out of your own way. I could sit here and say, well, my father's Creole, my mother's Puerto Rican. They roast whole pigs, and this is what we eat. But you can potentially help your parents. My mom is very sick and was sick for many years. Would call me and say, well, they got to remove my gallbladder. And I told my mom, eat plant-based, and they won't have to remove your liver and your gallbladder. Just eat plant-based. And she's been more open to eating plant-based now because she's up to no options. And we shouldn't, as a society, wait till we have no options in order to say, oh, well, I want to eat plant-based.
But a lot of us wait until you're sick. Wait until your body gets to the point, because we're creatures of habit, or we just don't. I mean, the information is out there, but we don't know what we don't know, right? So right. For those of us that now, you're watching this and you have the opportunity to, your body may have already been giving you signals, and if you're honest with yourself, that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're feeling, and it's not right.
Right.
It's not what it should be. So you have the opportunity right now to grab your life by the reins and make better choices and see a difference.
Right.
So get out of your own way.
Get out of your own way. I've had arguments with people sitting around telling me, well, I work out every day. I work out 2 times a day. I need protein. And I'm looking at them with this dumb look on my face, like, what do you think these guys are doing when they're going on the field and they're running up against other 300-pound men every single day? Do you want to know what it feels like to be a football player? Go get in a car accident every Sunday and then get back up. Give your body 24, not even 24 hours, just a 1 day of rest, because we know being in the NFL, even your day off is not a day off. It's a day off to go to get some laser treatment, go to the chiropractor, get some acupuncture. It's never a day off in football by all means. You got to get it back up and you got to go and do it all over again. So how are these guys doing it? If you are going to the gym for leisure because you want more muscles, how are these guys doing it? That's why what these guys decided that they're going to do was so huge on what they did. And it opened up a lot of athletes' mind that I can do it too. Because these are the people that are direct messaging me from my Instagram. This is giving me hope. I can go out and eat a plant-based diet and still go work out. I didn't even know this was possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is very possible. These guys are showing it. A lot of the guys are looking leaner and feeling healthier, and they'll speak to that. If you are tuning in, I have Chef Charity Morgan joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday. But Chef, if there's people that have thought about, becoming a chef, is it okay if they contact you with whatever questions?
Absolutely. And that's why I didn't create my IG page and my website solely because I need that. I mean, I'm a mother. I have a lot of things keeping me busy, but I realized people needed help. And that's why I created these avenues for people. And you can ask anyone on my page. People direct message me and send me emails, and I reply to every single email that comes my way. Love because it. That's just one person I could help, and that's my website is to give you what I'm making these guys and my family and giving you the recipe. Here you go do it. This is everything I've done. Mm-hmm. And I put variations. Hey, if you don't have this, use this instead. So I'm trying to make it real easy for people to be able to just try it. And that's my thing. Try it for 2 weeks. Don't commit long-term to a plant-based lifestyle. Try it for 2 weeks. And that's what I said to myself. Just try it for 2 weeks. And the way I felt when I was done with those 2 weeks, I said, there's no way I can go back to eating the way I was. There's no way. Mm-hmm. Which is my testimony as well, which when these guys were doing what they were doing on the field, what I was helping them and I was helping myself, not even touching the gym, okay? Let me clarify this. I'm not saying don't go work out, because we all need to work out, and I wish I could have went to the gym every day. There is no way around I could hit a gym with the workload that I had on my plate during the season. Without touching a gym, I lost 20 pounds. Just solely off diet. And everyone's like, oh, you're going to lose weight. But what I did understand was I lost a lot of inflammation. I went to my doctor. I go to a kinesiologist. A kinesiologist naturopath, and she would feel my organs, and she'll go, well, your kidney is inflamed. And my kidneys were inflamed almost every single appointment that I went to prior to being plant-based. I didn't tell her I was plant-based. So she's doing her normal examination, adjusting me. She said, what are you doing different? And I said, oh, I forgot to tell you, I eat plant-based now. And she said, all of your organs are not inflamed right now. Whatever you're doing, stick at it. She was like, this is the most healthy I've ever seen you in the last 3-4 years. Wow. And I've been going to her for almost 4 years now, and she could feel the change in my body. I didn't have a bunch of fluid building up back in my kidneys, which when you become in touch with your body, you realize that, when you're eating bad and you think it's you being bloated. It's not always bloated. It's just inflammation of your body because it's not breaking down the things that you're putting into it.
So if you're thinking about a change, if your body is telling you it needs a change, this is one way that you can make a change. Start, like you said, 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks.
Give it 2 weeks. But do it honestly. Don't do it with, I'm going to still hold on to eggs and I'm going to still hold on to cheese. Now, if you're wanting to do it long term, then yes, let's do it in increments. Just let go of one thing. I can't tell you whether that's in 1 week or 2 weeks, or however way you feel is best for you, because I'm not here to pressure anyone. But if you want,
no pressure. Give us an example of how somebody could start. If you wanted to start this lifestyle, I know a lot of people start off, well, for myself, I started with a cleanse, and it was just baking soda and water. So I started my morning with about a teaspoon of baking soda and 6 to 8 ounces of water, and started that, and I eliminated sugar, so no sodas and no fruit juices. And then from there decided that I wasn't going to have meat this week. So more salads, some opting for white rice. So how can someone start?
If that's something that they're really serious about, my number one suggestion into becoming plant-based is let go of one thing at a time. So maybe you just start off with your first week, you're going to let go pork. I would always say pork. Let go of pork first, because it's not good for you. It's just rotting inside of your body. Not to mention the worms and all the things that is in pork. I'm not here to bash pork. I'm just here to bash what pork does inside your body. Let go of pork, and then wait, maybe another week or two, and then let go of beef, and then continue to let go of things. And for me, eggs was the last thing that I had to let go. And I seen this little video on YouTube about eggs and what we're eating, and I was like, that did it for me. And I started to find alternatives on what would I replace with eggs, because a lot of people start their morning off with either a quick scramble or omelet or a fried egg. And once I realized that there are a lot of options out there, that's when I said, oh, I could do this. Like, you've seen my breakfast. I showed you my breakfast. Why don't you tell them what my breakfast looked like?
Yeah, it looked like she had an omelet. I mean, amazing. You had a piece of toast. The omelet inside was like a piece of bacon on the inside. I'm like, wait a minute.
Bacon and cheese omelet.
What is this? And it's vegan.
Yeah. And I had to go out and find those things. It's like when you're looking for information, you'll find it. If you really want to find answers, you'll find it. And I didn't even, at that time, chickpea flour was something that I knew about, but I was like, I remember chickpea flour. They use it in a lot of Mediterranean dishes, and you could use it to make, to bread stuff, but I never thought to use it as an omelet. And when I started playing around with it and creating my own recipe, putting this in it, taking that out, I created this beautiful chickpea omelet, and that's on my Instagram and on my website as well.
So her website is chefcharitymorgan.com.
Yes, and my Instagram is just at Chef Charity Morgan, and you'll see. I did a quick sped up video, me pouring it into the pan. You could see it lays down just like eggs, and you could stuff it with whatever you want. So Yeah, that was hard for me in the beginning because I didn't know other than tofu. Yeah, you could do tofu, but I wanted to stay I didn't want to incorporate my diet, leave meat just to put a bunch of soy in my diet.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted a nice balance. And I'm not saying that, you shouldn't do soy whatsoever because there's controversy on soy products. What I'm saying is if you're going to become plant-based, balance it out. And you can still have those fat days. I have fat days all the time. Every Friday or Saturday, I go ham on some, like, I'm making nachos. I'm making vegan buffalo wings. I'm eating like a 12-year-old.
So those guys, you can still eat. There are great options out here. You just got to find them. One resource that you gave us, greenchef.com. We can follow you on social media. We'll go to chefcharitymorgan.com for recipes. Veganessentials.com was a huge resource for you. So I'm here too. You guys, I'm D_roll, Chef Charity Morgan. Follow her. This is a lifestyle change for me. I'm new at it. And I'll admit, I don't know what the future holds for me with this lifestyle, but I'm going hard at it right now. And so I will be there to support and cheer you on as well. But I saw banana pudding.
Yeah.
Like, who knew?
And if you know how to make a regular pudding, most puddings are made from eggs. And one day I'm in my kitchen, I'm like, I'm going to nail a banana pudding because that was a staple. That's like my dad's favorite. And he loved the wafers, and the Whole Foods brand of the wafers are vegan. Again, accidentally vegan. It does not have any milk or dairy ingredients in it. There's another brand that makes them, and there's even some out there that are gluten-free wafers. Like, you can get vegan gluten-free. I mean, when you understand food and you understand the concept, like a basic bread recipe is just flour, water, and salt and yeast. Oh, that's vegan. Yeah, that's vegan. But when we go to the grocery store and we're buying bread, a lot of that stuff has fillers in it, has milk, has soy, and it has all these things so that it has a shelf life. But a lot of things are accidentally vegan. So when I made that banana pudding, it was very simple, and I said, and it's not going to be any compromise. And most of my old school mothers understand that you can make pudding out of cornstarch.
Wow. Okay, so I'm not an old school mom because I didn't know that, and I don't pride myself on being a cook. I always say that's not why my husband married me, for my cooking skills. But I do know that, raising children, and one thing you said was just one bite, for those moms that are busy, that are just trying to, make it all happen, from working and keeping a house and raising your kids. You want to be able to cook something that's quick, that's easy, and there's 30-minute meals that you can do. So the options are here. We just do the research. Have your kids try it. We're retraining
just one bite. That's a rule in my house, just one bite. Statistics say you only have between birth and 5 years old to develop your child's palate. So between birth and 5 years old, if you're only giving them chicken strips and macaroni and cheese and hot dogs, well, that's what they're going to eat when they get older. Mm-hmm. It's training the palate. And my children, they still have their picky moments. They are children. If it's up to them, they're going to eat ice cream and French fries all day long. But for me in my home, I make one meal. That's it. I'm not making a kid meal and I'm not making an adult meal. I'm making one meal, and you're going to try it. My son, he's sick, so he'll go, well, I don't like that. And I'm like, well, how do you know you don't like it? You've never tried it. Just one bite. Elias, take one bite. And he'll take a bite, and then he'll pull himself back and he'll go, Mom, that's banging. I'm like, exactly. Just try it. So, even that one bite, believe it or not, it's not wasteful. That one bite, what you're doing is you're training their palate. So when they have that bite again, their brain will go, I've had this before. Oh, it's not that bad. And then they have that one bite again, the third or fourth time you make it. And what it's doing, it's training your palate. And I'm going to be honest, I had to train my husband's palate. When I met my husband, he had a list of what he did not eat. I don't eat bell peppers. I don't eat onions. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. I don't eat mushrooms. And I'm sitting there like looking at him like, okay, all right. And so what I did in the beginning of when I was cooking for him, I would cut up things so small. I would literally mince the onion, mince the bell pepper, and he would sit and eat it and not say one thing. He didn't know it was in there. He thought he didn't like these things. And then eventually I would go bigger and I would say, hey, you know you've been eating bell peppers and onions the whole time you've been with me. He's like, what? I didn't know you were putting bell peppers and onions in that. I said, well, why should you? That's the base of flavoring. So you want everything bland and flavorless if you want me to not put bell peppers, onions, and garlic in things. And so I had to train his palate, and what I understand is we don't like what we once had. So my husband thought he didn't like Brussels sprouts because of how his mom used to cook it. She used to steam it. Man, I put my Brussels sprouts in an air fryer and they're crispy. His favorite vegetable, hands down right now, is Brussels sprouts.
So, I mean, from presentation to the way you make it, if we get out of our own way and train our palate, we can open up a whole new world of flavors and, like you said, aromatics.
Yeah.
And, change our own lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Just try it. Just try it. When people say, I don't eat this kind of food, I don't eat Indian food, I don't eat Thai food, I've heard all of that. You just haven't had it the right way. Let me order for you. And then next thing you know, that's their favorite thing on the menu. Just don't stop growing. Like get out of your own way. Get out of your own way and read labels. Lord, please read labels. If you can't pronounce it, that means it's a chemical. If you cannot spell it, that's a chemical. Google what that chemical is. We're in a generation and era where if you're dumb, it's because you choose to be dumb. We have that thing called a smartphone that we don't even put to the test. You can ask Siri, what is this ingredient? And it'll tell you.
So guys, getting out of your own way, retraining your palate, stop saying you don't know and being a creature of habit. There's room for growth, even as it relates to what we're eating. Yeah. So many times we have, Taco Tuesday, and every single Tuesday is going to be tacos. Well, let's try it a different way.
That's a great point. And on my page, you'll see, like, I think I'm up to like 4 or 5 different tacos on my page. I have breakfast tacos, vegan. I have cauliflower tacos. I have jackfruit tacos. And I even think I have some, oh no, that's on my menu for this week. I'm doing mole mushrooms.
So we just got to go to chefcharitymorgan.com. I'm over here. My mouth is like watering. I'm hungry. But I just, guys, let's do it. Let's do it together. We're a resource. That's what SET is here for. We're going to empower you with some information that is so needed. I mean, not just for yourself, but for future generations as we're training our children's palate, because they'll make better decisions and feel better.
Yeah, they will be. And just our environment and what we're doing to our farming is not the same as we grew up. So people may have that, oh, my grandmother lived to where she was 90 years old or 100 years old and she ate meat. Well, your grandmother was not eating this meat. Mm-hmm. They weren't eating factory farming. So let me get that clear for anybody that wants to come and say, well, I know people that have eaten meat their whole life. Yeah, I do too. But they weren't eating this meat. There was no 20, 30 years ago, there was no such thing as organic. You bought an apple at the grocery store and it was just what it is. But now we have to differentiate what's organic and what's not, because we have a thing now called GMOs. Mm-hmm. Now we have things that aren't even food anymore. It's just pure science. So your grandmother wasn't eating GMO apples and everything was GMOs at that time. So keep that in mind too when you want to find an excuse on why you cannot make small changes.
And small changes, eliminate, if you're going to start, if you eliminate one thing, let it be pork or beef, or start small there. something.
And have an end goal. Have an end goal. Say, I'm going to give myself 3 months to become vegan. And in that time, you can even be cheesy like I did. And I wrote it all down and said, hey, by this day, I'm going to be vegan. If you write it down, it becomes a reality. If it's in your brain, you're going to forget about it and something else is going to replace it. But I mean, I say that because I want to help somebody, even if this Facebook Live video right now, if it's just I'm reaching out to one person, that's fine with me. I'm not here to convert the whole world. I'm only here to convert the people that want to be converted to a healthier lifestyle. I don't want, people to wait till they're sick and then they're like, oh, I remember that girl, Chef Charity Morgan, what can I do now? And you're trying to find ways to help yourself. Get ahead of the curve right now, because we live in a toxic environment. Your meat, your cheese, your dairy, your air, everything is polluted. Everything is toxins. So just eliminate the things that you can.
Mm-hmm. And I'm appreciative of that. For those of you guys that are going to take this, like she said, maybe one person may make a difference. When you think about being vegan, there's tons of not just resources, but restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Go and try it. If you're out and about, stop somewhere instead of grabbing, whatever that deli sandwich is. Stop somewhere and try a vegan spot. You'll be happy that you did. It could be something that research it first. So another resource is Happy Cow.
Yep.
Where no matter where you are, you can find a vegetarian or vegan restaurant that can, help you to stay on course.
Yeah. Just try it. I was eating vegan before I was vegan and I loved it. And it's just this guilt-free eating, like, oh, I feel good. And you don't feel sluggish and it's like you rewarded your body. But then once you start rewarding it, you're like, oh, wait, I can continue to do this. And I'm here for anyone that needs help. Even if you go to my Instagram, you can even hit the contact. It has my cell phone number right there. People, my husband, everyone's like, why do you have your cell phone up? What? I don't care. If I get stalkers, guess what? I'm going to change my number. But I'm here for the people that want help. And it's okay. I'm okay with helping you.
Nice. So chefcharitymorgan.com. Across platforms, Instagram, Twitter, she's Chef Charity Morgan. We can reach out to you. We can follow your recipes. Check out her Instagram with the different foods. You'll be amazed. I was amazed. And I'm just, it's a new day, guys. You have the resources. You have the information. Do better for yourself because you deserve better.
Yes, you do. You deserve better. You really do.
Well, thank you, Chef Charity Morgan. Is there anything as we begin to part that you may want to share?
Just hit me up if you need help. I mean, this isn't 10, 20 years ago when there were real vegans that were walking around here 20 years ago. I'm looking at them like, how are you doing it? How did you do this? And now, whatever you love, there's a replacement, and not only a replacement, there's several. If it's burger patties or ground beef, there's Beyond Burger that is a phenomenal burger. Then they have Impossible Burger, and a lot of your regular burger joints are now carrying these products. So you can go to impossibleburger.com and you can put your location and you can find a regular burger joint where you can go and you can have a beef burger, and as an option, they have Impossible Burger. I did it when I was in Atlanta. I went to Grindhouse Burger and they have Impossible Burger there. So there are resources out there. You just have to open your mind up to the change.
Yes. Open your mind. Get out of your own way. Limit the excuses.
Yes.
Let's broaden our palate, and just one bite.
Yeah.
Just one bite. Yes. So guys, if you've tagged a friend, if you're contemplating, Chef Charity Morgan is here as a resource. I am here. I mean, I owe this to my god brother, D'Anthony Evans. He started this lifestyle, and I'm with it now, So I'll be a resource too. I'm not gonna just put my cell number out there like Chef Charity Morgan, but you can inbox me, and we can dialogue. Let's do this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So Guys, this is Danny Sherroll, and I'm set. I have Chef Charity Morgan here, and she is officially set. We will be back, same place, same time for Set Real Talk Tuesday next Tuesday night. Thanks, Charity.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Good night.